The first time I saw Brownie play, we got this whisper that there's this kid in the under 17s that they reckon's all right. So we had a Sunday game, so 17s were playing here at Alberton on the Saturday. So I came down to have a look at him. And I said, which one is he? They said, you will not miss him. And there's this big flock of curly hair, little nuggety bloke in the middle of the ground, and he just kept getting the ball. And I just watched the whole game, and I was just so impressed by the end of it. I came back and I remember talking to Jimmy Niskew as the team manager. I just said, yeah, that kid can play.
Snipping well, Smith was brilliant. That is too high.
So 88, we were playing Glenelg. Glenelg had been in the last three grand finals. They were very experienced. We had a competitive start, but we didn't kick a goal in the first quarter. We needed something to break. And Brownie on the boundary line, the ball nearly goes out. He keeps it in, he snaps it. It bounces, it goes high, it bounces awkwardly in the square. I think David Renbold sort of misread it. And then it's got this incredible right-hand bounce. And off she goes through the goals. And everyone went, is that a goal? It was like, and that was the fire starter. And from there, we never looked back.
Renbold completely lost it. There's the first goal of Port Adelaide.
Yeah, I suppose if you use today's language about Brownie, an exceptional decision maker. So he could get the footy in traffic and then he'd find his way out and then he'd make a good decision. And the beauty of that, he had great vision. And he didn't hang on to it forever. He didn't try and overdo things. He would immediately either handball or kick, and the kick would always hit its targets, and he was always very smart with his hands. The other thing about Brownie is he could kick a goal, a very good goal, but he could kick it when it counted. And I always think that the mark of a good player is when you have to kick a goal when it counts, you can nail it, and he could do that.
Well, Brownie gets his second, and Fitz, on the 27th birthday of David Brown, makes it a 3-point ball game, a minute and a half in the timeline.
The thing about Brownie was it never backed back. And as for a quiet, sort of shy, retiring guy, on the field, he was always in dust-ups. He was always, and it wasn't as if he started them, but I tell you what, he was good on the yap, which is unusual. We're talking about off-field, but he was good on the yap. He'd be into them, and then there'd be a blue, and I'd look in the pocket, and it'd be Brownie again, you know? Port Adelaide was Brownie's home. It was as simple as that. And I think just recently we were talking about just why it was such a successful period. The reason was each and every one of us just cared about each other so much, and we could celebrate together no matter what. And when Brownie was injured with a hammy in 1990 and Rowan had his jaw broken, you know, we elevated those two guys because, you know, we knew how good are these blokes. That's part of the premiership. So I played with Brownie through all those 88 to sort of 96 finals, and I never saw Brownie play a bad finals game. And I think the pinnacle for him was winning the 96 Jack Oatey medalist. I think when he got it in 96, it was almost like, well, that's a reward for all your finals appearances because you've never, ever put a bad one in. He became captain in 99. The thing I said to him first and foremost is, mate, just lead by example. And that's what you do. You get the ball, you play well, you're a team man. Those guys will come with you. And gee, did he do it. They had a terrific year. And it meant a lot to David, I think, as it does for anybody that makes Port Adelaide's Hall of Fame. I think it hits home back to family and who has that influence on you when you're developing and growing. And, you know, obviously his family were very, very important to him. You know, his stepdad, Albie, passed away recently. I know that he would be looking down and be extremely proud of David. And I think David would be enormously, I think, proud to say that, you know, look, mate, look what I did. David Brown, a quiet, cheeky, aggressive, smart footballer. A Port Adelaide man through and through from the day he was born till the day he collects this award. Well done, mate.
Please congratulate and welcome David Brown. Come right in. Come right in. You've had your hair cut for tonight, that's true.
Bit of a trim.
Bit of a trim. Timmy Gin, if you want someone to induct you into the Hall of Fame, gee, he gave you a fantastic glowing report there, didn't he? What do you remember about that goal against Glenelg? He said I think you were 4 goals down in the first quarter, and that was the first goal for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, well, what I remember about it is it's a long time ago, Chris. But we were down and got the lucky bounce, and actually Graham's mentioned it a few times over the Crows years, and Graham Collins, and the goal after was the one by Ron Smith.
Yep.
It was a magnificent goal, yep. So it got us on our way, I guess.
You played in 6 premierships. Did you always just believe you were going to win? You were one of those players that just knew that Port were going to win?
I think growing up, the first one came along in '88, and just thought, well, how good's this? This will go on forever, and fortunately, it did during that career. But to play in 1 premiership's special, but to be part of 6 and meet the people I met along the way, very, very humbling.
Yeah. You had triplets while you were playing. You probably wouldn't have had any sleep for about the first 10 years, would you? Must have been hard work, seriously.
Yeah, got the 2 boys here tonight, James and Dylan, and then their partners, and Taylor, who couldn't be here, but they still to this day make me smile every day. I wake up in the morning, I say a little prayer that they're going to succeed in whatever they do, and they're going to be happy. And I also asked the big man about the cross-eye numbers for myself.
When you get on, let me know. We saw Scott Salisbury, known hard man for Glenelg, about 3 or 4 photos there, crunching into you, and I was talking to Timmy about this as well earlier, and he said that you were always on the lip when you're out on the field, and you antagonised blokes, and apparently he just wanted to hit you. What are your memories of that with Scooter?
Well, I think, he got me a few times early, and I was pretty young then, and it was just a matter of standing up for yourself, and we got in a scuffle, but after that scuffle, he didn't want nothing to do with it. So I thought, well, that's the way to go every time, if that.
Not too many Port people buying Scott Salisbury homes, are there? I'm sure Greg Anderson's not as well. Brownie, you started as a young boy in Ethelton, 6 premierships, premiership captain, best on ground in a grand final. It's an amazing performance. It's a great career, mate. Right now, you can thank some people.
I'd just like to read out and thank a few people. I guess for the journey along the way, you grow up coming from Ethelton, and all you want to do is play for Port Adelaide. Well, that's what I wanted to do, and to get that opportunity was something I didn't think it would happen, and got that opportunity, and just got to to play with some great players, and we were lucky enough to start off with our premierships, and we went through a golden era, which was very special. Not only winning the premierships, but meeting those people that you met along the way, and the supporters of the club. It's a very special thing for me, and to stand up here tonight as a Hall of Famer and to be amongst the champions that are in that group is very humbling. I have thought about it for a while, and I think you know, my name is now etched in the club, and my children and their children and so on, they're going to see this this guy with the long hair, hopefully mullets, come back in over the next years. But it just yeah, a very special club, and one I'm indebted for life, because I could have ended up anywhere growing up, and I had this passion, I guess, to play football, and very lucky to be a part of a very, very special club, a club that you know, is probably one of the best football clubs in Australia by far, and to be in that Hall of Fame is special, very special to me. I'd just like to thank a few people as well. My children, like I said, they make me smile every day. Although they're adults now and moving in their own direction, and they've all done fantastically well. I'm just so proud of them, and they are the most important thing to me. I'd also like to thank just some coaches growing up, Mal Maiden, Bob Clayton, for their I guess giving me an opportunity to start off in the juniors and move through the ranks and play with the champions that I did. Also to Jack Hart, he just had that ability to get the best out of every individual, and he certainly got the best out of me and knew what I needed to get the best football for myself. So he definitely had that ability to do that for not only me but the team, and you'd run through brick walls for him.